Hi everyone and welcome to Crypto Night, the crypto investor channel. I'm Boris, so let's dive in. Today I'm with Colton. Hello Colton.
Hey Boris, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the Kryptonite channel, everyone.
All right, today let's talk about Algorand. So Algorand currently sitting at 35 cents. What's interesting to note is that over the past 14 days, it's up 11%, and then on 30 days, it's up 16.5%. So it's been doing, actually fairly decently lately, a little bit better than the rest of the market. And the other thing is their market cap is at almost 2.5 billion. So they're ranked number 31. They're doing, they're doing pretty well, but obviously they are definitely down from their all-time high at 90% down. $3.56 was their all-time high. So that's like most cryptos, they've lost anywhere between 80 and 90%. So that's where we sit today. Let's go ahead with the questions.
Yes, sir. My first question for you today, Boris, is, some people don't know what Algorand is. So can you dive deeper into, the project and what it does at the end of the day?
Sure. So Algorand is an L1, layer one, blockchain. They really aim at being green. That's the world's most green blockchain, etc. So currently they're saying that they are pretty much, carbon zero, zero footprint. But in the future, they're actually trying to say that they're going to be negative. That's what they want to do over time, is become a negative carbon footprint for the blockchain. And we know these days it's a big subject with Bitcoin. Everybody's saying that Bitcoin uses so much energy and they produce therefore so much pollution and so on and so forth. So that's pretty much what Algorand is, and it's an ecosystem. They have multiple DeFi projects are attached to the blockchain. They're one of the big ones, so to speak, without being a big one yet, because the other big L1s like Cardano are obviously much bigger. If you go to, let's say, Cardano, which is also a layer one, they are worth 14.5 billion. So they're much bigger, obviously, and they're ranked number 8. So big difference. But Algorand is up and coming, and they've made several moves this year and this past year that is putting them on the map, and could be putting them even more so on the map in the next bull run. So that's roughly who they are.
Yeah, yes, sir. No, I appreciate that information. And my next question for you today, Boris, is, I know we did a video 3 months ago on Algorand, but can you kind of explain anything new that has happened, up and coming, anything like that?
Sure. So it was announced back a few months ago that back in May that they had done a deal with FIFA to be the official blockchain for FIFA. Now, obviously, most people might remember this, but some people know the World Cup is coming up. Some people don't know, but you're going to be reminded a lot in about a month. The World Cup, which will take place in Qatar from November 20th to December 18th. So a little bit over a month and a half from now, it's going to start. You're going to see the name, all over the screen, because obviously there's going to be some advertising that will run, in different parts of the games. You'll see it on the side, with the side panels, etc. So in view of this, they announced just a few days ago on the 22nd that, FIFA.com, they basically announced that they're launching a collection. And it's basically, there are a few things. You have NFTs on one side, and then you have collectibles, that you can actually purchase as well. One thing that was really smart is they connected the wallet of Algorand. It's called Para, and they actually made sure that it was connected to the wallet. So people could buy directly from their wallet onto the platform, the FIFA platform, to purchase all those collectibles. And I'm sure that as we progress and get closer and closer to the World Cup, they're going to be releasing more and more things. So this is a big deal. I mean, FIFA people, lots of people actually follow soccer. During the World Cup in Russia in a few years ago, they had 3.5 billion people watched the final game. This time, it's projected that potentially could be 5 billion people watching, according to the FIFA boss or CEO, however you want to call it. They're projecting potentially 5 billion people watching, the World Cup. So it's a major audience, and Algorand really struck gold whenever they made that deal with FIFA, because that's really going to put them on the map. Many people are familiar today with Bitcoin and Ethereum, but in the world, probably a lot less people know Algorand. Here, they're probably going to be exposed so much to the name that probably a lot more people are going to be aware of who they are. So that's pretty much one of the major thing that's going to be happening, over the next month or two. That's going to put them on the map.
Yes, sir. And one thing to add, what Boris said, FIFA actually came out, the video game came out last week. You can actually see Algorand on the changing banners that Boris was talking about on the field. So, they're already in the video game too as well. So it's pretty cool to see, crypto advertisements inside the video game. But my next question for you, Boris, is can you kind of elaborate on the ISO 222 that they announced too as well?
Yes. So, ISO 222, if you're not familiar with it, it's basically Swift is making some big changes with the way it works, and ISO 222 is basically the what you have to follow, basically the standard, and only a few cryptos are ready for this. Now, XRP is one of them, obviously, and so is XLM, but so is ALGO and HBAR. So Cardano and Quant are also, part of this. So this is very important if you want to do especially transactions worldwide, and you want to be able to work with Swift. Now, not all the banks are necessarily going to use crypto to do transfers worldwide, but more and more are looking to get into it. And this is starting next month, because this new ISO is coming out and being released in November. And you only have a few years to comply. After that, if you don't comply by 2025, you won't be able to use the Swift network. So it's very important to note that that Algorand is one of the very few cryptos to be fully compatible, fully ready for that new standard, because it's very important if you want to work with banks and international, money transfers and all those type of things. So that's one of the also very important news about Algorand. It is compatible and fully up the standard.
Awesome. Okay, thank you for explaining that. I was a little confused, so thank you for that. My next question, Boris, is I saw on Twitter, or it was Discord, I can't remember, but there was an upgrade to Algorand. What does that mean? And can you kind of tell us how to upgrade, or do we need to upgrade?
Yes. No, well, the upgrade happened on the blockchain. So it's the blockchain that got upgraded. So no one has to do anything. But the cool thing is, first of all, it went flawlessly. Not a glitch, not a problem reported. Everything has gone perfectly. And this is a big upgrade because it went 5x basically. And they were able to do 1,200 transactions per second before, and now the blockchain is capable of doing 6,000 transactions per second. Another thing that got changed is the speed of each block, creation. It used to take 4.3 seconds, and now it takes 3.7 seconds. So they shaved off some more time also on the block creation. What that means is whenever you do a transaction, as soon as that transaction is executed, 3.7 seconds later, you will see it on the blockchain. So if you send money to someone right now, in 3.7 seconds, they're going to see the money on their side. So extremely, extremely fast. And the fact that they can do more transactions per second, obviously that means that now they have a better, they can handle more volume. That's the main thing. Now, lots of other blockchains, claim to have very high numbers. I think we're getting to a point that basically all the top layer ones, they're all capable of extremely good numbers. But what's interesting to note is that, yes, the thing went out with, any flaws whatsoever, and that now they are really able to handle extremely large number of transactions. And eventually they said they want to reach 10,000 transactions per second. So that's what's going on the blockchain itself.
Okay, that makes sense. Yes, sir. Now, I did also see, Boris, that there are some new people who work at Algorand. Can you kind of, dive into that for us?
Yes. Now, Stacy Warden, she is the new CEO of the Algorand Foundation. So you have the Algorand Foundation and you have the Algorand Corporation. They're two different entities, but they both work obviously, with Algorand in mind. But she is the new CEO, and that's what is interesting to note is that lady is an ex JP Morgan. She was the JP Morgan EMEA, public sector. She ran that in London. So somebody very well connected with the banks. So a smart hire. I mean, that lady probably has lots of, great connections and so on and so forth. And that's why we're seeing more and more with Algorand. They're hiring really key people at the top that are really, really good. Another one that was hired the other day is this lady, Michelle. I'm not sure how to say her last name, Quintagli, I guess. But she is coming from, she worked at Raytheon Technologies. She was the head of media relations and public affairs. But very important, she was at Visa. She was the, senior VP global head of communication for Visa. She was the same title at Fidelity Investments for 9 years. And she was 3 years at Visa. So that he is another great hire, and she's really in charge of, she's the new CMO, Chief Marketing Officer. So she is a key person as well because she's got great connections, once again, with banking, finance industry, et cetera, et cetera. So they've been hiring more and more people, and the other day there was a little bit of a beef with Charles Huskinson from Algorand because basically Algorand hired away one person that was a key person, which is basically their CTO. And so they keep on hiring great people, very well connected. And that's why I think we're going to see, really potentially when you hire the right people and you get the right connections, and these people are all well connected, it's much easier to suddenly get in front of the right banks or the right investment companies and pitch, your project and being able to make big progresses. So they're really positioning themselves to have an A team running the company and being able to grow Algorand very quickly.
Yes, sir. Okay, awesome. My last question for you today, Boris, is, can you give us a price prediction? That's what everyone likes to know at the end of the day.
Sure. So their all-time high, like we saw, 309, that was back in September. So it was a year ago exactly that they had reached their all-time high. And potentially they can go back to it. I don't doubt that with time they will be able to get back into the all-time high. Here's some predictions that I see that seem to be in line with what I'm looking at, by 2028. So 6 years from now, we could be sitting around past the all-time high at 352 to 429, and then eventually getting very close to $5 by 2029, and eventually even, going as much as 7 or 850 by 2030. Over the next few years, yes, they can make some progress, by 2025, probably around like $1.30, $1.40, maybe $2 by 2026. But it's going to take time, all those great projects, especially if you're working with banks and you're working with a lot of different financial institutions, things rarely happen in a very fast manner. So to me, $5 is definitely very, very possible within the next 5 years, let's say. And then we could see $7, $8 by 2030. So if you do the calculations, you are looking at about 22x from here. So is it a good investment? Hey, do some research, see how good you feel about them. Don't invest blindly just because we say, it looks good. Do some more research on your side, dig a little bit, go visit the different websites for Algorand to see exactly what they're trying to build. But as far as I'm concerned, yes, I do have a good portion of Algorand as part of the portfolio, probably about like 6-7%, and I'm probably going to add a little more within the coming month because I think it is a great project.
Yes, sir. From my side, Boris, that's all I have for today. Thank you very much, but please feel free to add anything if you need to.
That's it for today. Thank you everyone for watching, and we look forward to see you on the next Kryptonite video. I hope this video helps. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, and if you like the video at the end, click on the thumbs up.